today. Did you want me to go in on lessons learned yet, or do you want about social media, or did you want me to wait on that before the question and answer?
Yeah, I think if you just want to do quick highlights on lessons learned in social media, and then we can
Okay. When we built the online store, I really had this notion that once we turned the site on, that it was such a great and unique idea that we were going to be inundated with orders, and that we wouldn't be able to keep up, and we'd be ordering pizza every night and doing all nights. Well, that really didn't happen, and nothing happens overnight. And we learned about what's called the Google Sandbox, and that new URLs are kind of put into this waiting area, and they really aren't. Now, Google won't admit this, but they really aren't allowed to come up and search until you're around for a while, like 6 to 12 months. So that was a learning experience. But what I learned is that the old styles of marketing, things like trade journal ads, which are very expensive, and traveling to conferences and trade shows, it's a lot of work. And money is much better spent and better ROI on SEO and social media, especially for the type of business and the type of customer that we're trying to reach.
Great. Thank you so much. So what we'll do is I have a couple of questions for the panelists, and then we'll open up to the audience. But the first question is for Terri. One of the biggest concerns many companies have when undertaking a social media campaign is, what if no one shows up? What if you put all this effort into it and the chatter just isn't there? You mentioned that you guys were aiming to have 6,000 to 8,000 people respond to the Caddies for Love program, but you wanted to have 22,000. What were some of the specific tactics that you guys employed to really kind of create excitement for this event?
We did a number of things, including working directly with the tour. They have a lot of contacts, a lot of reach. That's golfers. They're golf fans. So we worked with the tour. We enlisted the assistance of golf reporters, golf writers. Again, that's our target audience is following them. And then I mentioned that we have 4 players that we sponsor, and we engage their support as well. Natalie Gulbis, Chris DeMarco, Davis Love III, and Zach Johnson all have Twitter accounts and huge Twitter followings. So we enlisted their support, provided them with messages with links to the registration page, and had them post messages to their Twitter followings, encouraging them to enter the contest. So it wasn't just McGladrey as a standalone entity, it was enlisting the support of all of those organizations that have strong golf followings already.
And Don, we're fortunate enough to have a CEO with us today, and very curious from your perspective. I'm sure a lot of people in the audience are in companies themselves and are looking to kind of push cause marketing in their own companies. And what, from a CEO's perspective, in order to sell a cause marketing program to CEO, what do you guys kind of look for? Any advice in terms of your employees coming and approaching you and saying, hey, we have this new cause, or how does a CEO kind of, what do they look for, and what would make a successful cause marketing campaign?
First thing is, it would need to fit with the core brand of what exactly we do, and for us, that isn't too difficult because we're in the presentation environment. Therefore, there's a lot of ways to take that brand and that core competency and expand it into cause marketing. So, whether it's, what we've defined in terms of breast cancer, prostate, or youth sports, or the YMCA, there needs to be that really strong connection and relationship between what you do, how you do it, how you go to market. So, you need to develop that strategy, I think, to gain the confidence, of senior management that this is a worthwhile investment. For us, the key part of what we have accomplished is that the brand is being recognized in a lot of other areas. It's the wide world of presentations, but multimedia marketing is a really big door opener for us, where you include all aspects, whether it's the computer, the projector, or the interactive board, or Skype. This has opened up a whole new world of opportunity for us through the branding and through people understanding who we are. The other point I would make is we spent a lot of time measuring, the clicks, the hits, and who gets online to us, who responds to our LinkedIn, our Facebook, and we're able to get a better understanding of where we should, take that direction in our niche marketing.
Great, thank you. So for Tammy and Jim and Paige, it's unusual for a B2B company to do something related to cause marketing. Often people think of cause as being really for a B2C company. And so while God Autism is a little bit more of a B2C, you're still involved in, very much so, in Hydrotech. How has Hydrotech leveraged God Autism with its current business customers?
I'm going to let Jim answer.
Yeah, it definitely was a challenge. Hydrotech is a B2B company, but I think we are very progressive in relation to the fluid power manufacturing industries. So we already were ahead of the game there. What we did, we really wanted to take an internal to external approach. And what I mean by that, we wanted to educate our own employees first, then have that transcend externally to our customers. And how we did that, we had a lunch and learn where Tammy gave a great presentation. It was very informative. And then once our own employees were educated, we stepped back and analyzed.
Go ahead, sorry, I'm just fixing
Okay.
the screen.
Yeah. Once our own employees were educated, we stepped back and analyzed the different mediums, how we could get the message of got-autism.com out to our end users. And what we found was, we send out hundreds of quotes and acknowledgments a week. So we put verbiage on the bottom of the quotes and acknowledgments, promoting our coupon code for 10% discount for the month of April, which is Hydrotech, the coupon code. We also have an e-newsletter that reaches around 40,000 people. We wrote an article, and it was our featured article. We sent that out, which goes out bi-weekly. And we're very active in the social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We promoted Got Autism through that. Tammy also sends out an e-newsletter. It's usually monthly. She also is very active in social media. We've had some professionals come in and kind of consult us in that arena. Tammy's husband, Lars, actually, in coordination with our shipping director, came up with a really cool idea. We put stickers on all of our boxes with QR codes that promote GotAutism.com, and those reach hundreds of people weekly as well. And we have also made some connections through hydraulicsPneumatics.com, which is a major trade publication in the fluid power industry. And they wrote a very nice blog article on GotAutism.com. Also, Leanne through AMT wrote a little short blog article about Got Autism as well. And our software provider, Tributes Inc., also wrote a nice blog article on Got Autism as well. And overall, we've had it was a great reception from our customers and our employees, and I think we really benefited as a company. I think we all are more educated on autism and what Got Autism actually is, and we're very pleased how it has been going so far.
Great, thank you. At this point, I'd like to open it up to the audience, and if you have any questions, please raise your hand. I'll just ask for two things. One, just identify yourself, and second, try to make sure your question's a question. I'll also repeat your question so the folks in Cincinnati can hear it as well. So, anyone in the audience have something they'd like to ask one of the panelists? Yes.
My name is Marcy Harrison, and this is a question for Don. Don, how do you feel as a CEO about what happened with the Susan Komen Fund, the Race for the Cure, and the issue with withdrawing money from Planned Parenthood? How does something that engenders so much negative press for a charity you're supporting affect what you do?
Well, the first part of that answer would be, whatever we do, we do it with an eye to being apolitical. You know, we really don't want to get into the weeds with any issues, pro or con. I don't feel that's where, you know, we merit that attention. We continue to support them, but we continue to support all breast cancer awareness organizations. It's not just Susan G. Komen Foundation. So, you know, let me give you another example that you might find interesting. Our megaphones. We actually have those online. And for those of you over here, you will find the Tea Party with a AmpliVox megaphone. And for those over here, you'll find President Obama with a AmpliVox megaphone. So we stand to support communication.
That's great. Any other questions? Yes.
Tony Gorham with Parallax Technologies. I've got a question for the entire panel. What do you see as next in social media, and how to, and specifically how to drive sales? What's missing, or what do you see as next?
So the question is from a gentleman named Tony. His question is, what do you see next in social media, particularly about helping to drive sales? It's for the entire panel.
I'll go first. What do I see next? I have no idea. When I interviewed for this job 3 years ago, social media nothing was asked about social media. I didn't offer anything about social media. It's something that's just kind of evolved over time. And we've gotten involved in various channels, again, over time. The next thing that I'm watching right now that appears to be on the horizon is Google+. I've set up an account and am starting to monitor that. Haven't gotten terribly involved. But just, you know, baby steps. Plus, I'm one person. We have a PR department of 1.5. I have a boss who takes home a lot of it for me. So we have very limited resources. As far as driving sales is concerned, I will say we're still learning about that from a PR perspective. It's more about brand awareness. We do have a number of employees. We have a social media registration process that we put in place about 1.5 years or so ago. We have about 100 employees registered as social media users on behalf of the firm. Most of them are in our marketing organization, so they are more focused on the sales side of things. And I will tell you that's probably been our weakest link to date is trying to track where the sales are coming from. It's kind of hard to tell. If we are able to tell when people come to our website. For instance, with the McGladrey Classic, the Days for Love contest, we had 50% of our website visits driven from Facebook on one day, and we were able to track that back to the contest. Sales has been a little bit harder. I think our marketing organization, they're certainly coming up to speed and beginning to get more engaged on behalf of the firm. But our next area of focus in social media does need to be how to better track and monitor and show the return on investment.